Okay, get us started. Launch, child.
Once upon a time in a galaxy far, far away,
There lived a young boy named Luke Speedwalker.
no,
And-
Luke Skywalker.
Oh, Luke Speed. I thought it was Speedwalker.
No, Luke Sky.
Because they say, go, Speedwalker, go, right?
No.
Isn't that? No? Oh, okay. Oh, maybe it is Luke Skywalker because he walks in the sky? Wait a minute, that's not right. Anyway, so our story is about this young boy named Luke who was a little wet behind the ears, and that just means he wasn't experienced. He was kind of like a little Padawan, but he was too old to be a Padawan.
No,
So,
he was too young. He was a baby.
he was a baby. So one day, a little android shows up at his door and knocks, and Luke answers, and he says, hold on, I gotta get my uncle. And then the uncle comes, and the android's like, Amway, would you like to buy some shampoo or some magic detergent or some snake oil? And he goes, snake oil? Ooh, that sounds fantastic. Why would you say that? Well, because we've got this weird creature living in a cave that is known as Medusa. And there's no way to beat her. And I'm thinking the snake oil might actually help. And then the droid, R2 is his name, he says, well, this is snake oil. It doesn't actually do anything. However, I know a lad that may be able to help you. He might be your only hope. And he goes, ooh, really? Who? And he goes, his name is Perseus Juan Kenobi. Perseus Kenobi.
No.
Pinobio.
Perseus.
Oh, his name's Perseus. Okay.
Just Perseus.
Just Perseus. Can we call him Mike for short?
No, Perseus.
Oh, okay. All right, so he's like, where may I find this Perseus? And he goes, in town, at the market. He's usually hanging around selling chimera soup. And he said, what's chimera soup? And he goes, it's this big ugly monster with a lion head, goat head, and a snake tail. And Perseus goes and catches them and makes soup out of them. And he goes, ooh, sounds delicious.
But there was another one.
There, what? Another what?
But Perseus only thought he could help the chimera.
Yeah.
But he didn't.
Yeah, this is a different timeline, though.
No, the
Different story.
The chimera got killed.
Well, this is that you're talking about Mike and cousin Vinny. This is a totally different chimera, one that he did end up making into soup. So Luke goes to the market, and he gets there, and he's looking for Perseus, and he finds him.
No.
What?
It was
Yeah,
baby.
it's my story.
Baby Luke.
It's not baby Luke. Baby Luke can't make soup.
No.
Anyway.
Perseus.
Okay, you know what? You tell the story. I'll let you finish it. Go ahead.
No.
What? Wait, you can't tell it, but I can't tell it? I'm confused.
I can tell part, and you can tell part.
Oh. Is that how it's going to be? It's going to be Mad Libs.
You instruct me.
Okay, so we'll just change the story up at your whim. Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
Okay,
Darth,
cool.
Are you sure that are you kidding me? That you are instructing your son to go into the ocean and then swim around in the ocean. Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
Well, I will do it for you. Because you're kind of my father.
My father. Okay, so he goes to the market and he tries the soup, and Luke's like, well, what do you think? And he goes, meh, needs garlic. And so then he tells him all about this Medusa character that he's trying to get rid of, and she's got all these crazy snakes on her head. And he's like, but here's the thing, if you look at her, she turns you into an onion, and
No.
it makes everybody cry.
She turns you into stone.
Oh, wow, that makes a lot more sense in the story then. Okay, she turns you into stone, and then you'll just crumble over. So don't look at her whatever you do. And Perseus is like, ooh, I've been looking for a solution to my problem. This Medusa character might do it. And he goes, really, what's your problem? He goes, the Kraken. He goes, Phil? I know Phil. What's the problem with Phil? He goes, hey, he's been causing a little trouble trying to eat my wife. And he's like, oh, that's not good. So what are you going to do with Phil? He goes, I got to get Medusa's head, turn Phil the Kraken to stone, and then we'll all have a little dance party USA. Does that sound good? And he goes, yep, does. So they all decided to go together. There was, and then they got more help, so they had to go recruit. And so they went to the bar and got this guy named Hans Slow-Mo.
Han Solo.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Slow-Mo.
Han Solo.
It doesn't make any sense. Why would he be solo if he's with everybody? It's got to be Slow-Mo because he talks like this.
No.
No? Are you sure?
It's Han Solo.
Okay. Han Solo. He works alone, but he's going to be on a team. So they join Han Solo with a guy named... hey, what's his name? His name was Jeri. And Jeri was very hairy. They called him Hairy Jeri. It was actually Jeri Curl, but they just called him Jeri for short. And so you got Luke and his sister Leia decided to join. You got R2-D2, his buddy C-3PO, Han Solo, and his buddy Jeri Curl. And then they decided, well, if we're going to fight Medusa, we need a giant worm to turn to stone so that he can block the view and we can get behind him. So they went and got their old nemesis that they're now friends with called Pizza the Hut. And so they all went together to this cave to get the Medusa lady. And they get in there and it's just totally dark and they can't see a thing. And so they're like, Pizza, get in there. And he goes, me? No way, dude. She turned me to stone. They go, let's just go. It's okay. And so he goes in, and then he hears this. And he's like, that sounds like a rattler. It's a Colorado rattler. And they're like, no, it's cool, dude. Just go in. Trust us. And so he starts to go in, and they're creeping in behind him. And boom, there she is. Turns Pizza the Hut to stone. He's now a pizza stone. And then they end up breaking it apart and selling it for pizzas. Now everybody uses those to make their pizzas on Friday night. And then after that, they ran on the outside corners and came up beside her. And Luke turns his lightsaber on. He's like, oh, it's light in here. Why didn't I think of that earlier? Boom, cuts her head off. And they're like, don't touch the blood. It's acid. It'll melt everything except for some reason the floor that it's on. And so then he picks her head up and he puts it in a bag that is magical because otherwise it would just melt through the bag, right? And then Luke's like, here you go, Perseus. What's up? Here's your head. And he goes, thanks. Appreciate it, dude. And so they run out and he's like, you need any help with the crack? And he's like, no, I got this. This is cool. And so you go back and you can take this stuff with you that I don't need anymore. So he gave them like a whole 3 Tupperware bowls full of Chimera soup. And that stuff lasted for like 4 weeks. It was amazing. And he shared it with his aunt and uncle. And his aunt's like, this is delicious. What's the recipe? He goes, I don't know. I didn't think to get it. Sorry. And she goes, well, you get back to that market and you find out, young man. And so he goes and he looks and there's no Perseus. And so he leaves Perseus a note for the next time to please write down the recipe because his Aunt May wants it. And then they all go back and they had the big dance party USA, the biggest party you've ever seen. And they had all the good bands there. They had Imagine Dragons came just to see them and play them a song. Isn't that cool? Yeah. And while the Imagine Dragons were playing that song Thunder, you know that one, right? How's that go?
Thunder. Big thunder. Lightning and thunder.
That's
thunder.
right. Yeah. While they were playing that, Perseus was battling the Kraken. And, then Poseidon's down there, he's like, release the Kraken. And the Kraken comes out, and Perseus is like, ha ha, what's up? Wha-pow! Shows him the head, and he just turns to stone. And then it just kind of falls into the ocean. He goes and rescues the girl, and he's like, my darling, I've rescued you. I love you. Ooh, you're a little salty. Go take a bath. And then she goes and takes a bath, and they get married. The end.
Why was she a little salty?
She was in the ocean. Salt water.
Wait. No, she was tied up to a rock.
At the ocean. That's where the Kraken lived. Remember the waves splashing up?
Mm-hmm.
Did I not cover that part? It made sense in my head. All right. You want to say goodnight? You got a joke? You got anything for us as we sign out? No, thank you. Okay. Could you just maybe say peace and chicken grease? Love you lots.
No.
Nothing?
The last part.
Well, this is the last part.
I'll do the last part of this thing.
No, of our story time. This is the last part. Are you ready? Say goodnight. JJ. Oops. Hey, JJ. Say goodnight.
Good night.
That was pretty lame. Try again.
Good night. Poo poo pee pee.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. Poo poo pee pee. Okay. Love you, JJ. Could I get a love you too, maybe?
I love you.
Okay.